This is IGN. This unsettling horror game tells a harrowing story you won't soon forget. This is your IGN review of Horses by Sarah Thwaites. Whether it be games, films, paintings, or any other form of creative endeavor, art has long been a vehicle for transgression and subversion, providing curious observers an avenue to ruminate on uncomfortable, often taboo aspects of society. Take David Lynch's surreal horror epic Lost Highway, or Half Mermaid's mesmerizing puzzle mystery Immortality. Their uncompromising and dark ambiance leaves you changed, and often with more questions than answers. Horses, the latest game from developer Santa Ragione, uses the medium to tell its own morally challenging story, asking you to complete increasingly distressing tasks as a naive farmhand. Guaranteed to make you uncomfortable, Horses is an affecting first-person horror game that, despite a few pacing and signposting issues, tells a story that is sure to stick with you, whether you want it to or not. Before we get too deep, it's worth mentioning that Santa Ragione does provide a lengthy content warning before you begin playing, due to its heavy subject matter. It details the themes you'll encounter, which include gory imagery, psychological abuse, and suicide. That warning goes on to explain that you will also likely take part in activities that are oppositional to your own moral beliefs. How you feel about what Horses asks of you is ultimately very personal. Still, I was pleased to see the developers clearly outline what's ahead for those who may struggle with certain moments, as I did. You should take this warning seriously. Prior to its release, Santa Ragione revealed that Valve would not allow Horses to be sold on Steam, though it is still available for purchase on sites such as the Epic Games Store, GOG, itch.io, and the Humble Store, with GOG owner CD Projekt directly voicing its support for the developer. For more information, you can read IGN's previous reporting on the situation at IGN.com. You step into the boots of Anselmo, a troubled 20-year-old who's been shipped away from college to work on a rural farm for 2 weeks at the behest of his parents. It becomes immediately apparent that something is wrong here, though, as you meet the titular Horses, who are in fact naked humans with horse masks permanently affixed on their heads. From this point forward, almost every action you complete, from simple farming tasks to tormenting veterinarian work, is intentionally intended to make you feel conflicted, as Horses forces you to participate in the farmer's sick power fantasy. Over approximately 3 hours, I was compelled and constantly curious, but still found myself struggling to push through the haunting world Santa Ragione has conjured, with its gray moral code and disturbing paraphernalia. Horses is, in effect, an interactive silent film, with unsettling lines of dialogue delivered through old-timey title cards amongst a smattering of live-action and 3D animated sequences, with limited first-person interactions between them. Every scene plays out in black and white, and you'll be held captive staring at the farmer's mouth as it enunciates monologues through vile grins, spliced with real-world footage of vegetables being watered, as well as other far more troubling visuals I wouldn't want to spoil here. A minimal soundscape adds to the off-putting atmosphere, buffeted by the constant whirring of film that taunts you at all times, assuring you feel isolated as you endure the weeks of work. This blend of audio-visual torment is unnerving from the start, and only escalates as you catapult closer to the striking finale. Like a pile of sugar cubes, Horses often has you in the palm of its hand, but unlike other more cohesively arresting horror games like Mouthwashing or No, I'm Not a Human, Santa Ragione's attempt struggles to keep you there. The low-stakes gameplay feels like the culprit here, as there's not much to chew on if you're not gripped by the unfolding story and its characters. A short runtime only magnifies these limitations, messing with the cadence of an otherwise well-orchestrated experience. Horses is a chilling, nerve-shredding short story that propels you through a series of increasingly heinous farm tasks. Sharp writing of morally repugnant characters creates a harrowing atmosphere, which is frustratingly diminished by repetitive activities and unclear signposting that sometimes pull you out of its silent film-like world. Even so, developer Santa Ragione's admirably bracing vision does well to harness what can make the interactivity of video games so affecting, ensuring you'll have plenty to think about as the credits roll. Horses' IGN score? 7 out of 10. Thanks for listening to IGN. My name is Tony Jackson, and for the latest updates on horses, visit us at IGN.com.
Spoken Layer.